Hey all, welcome to Satori Quest Academy. So we are continuing our series called Quick Practical Lessons in Middle Games, and today we're going to check out a game between Alexander Alekhine and Boris Koyalovich. So as you can see the position, in a first glance, we can see that our f2 bishop is hanging. At the same time, our rook is hanging, queen is attacking on h8 square. On top of that, we have this bad pin going on. The bishop on f3 is very well attacking our rook as well as our queen on c6. On top of that, we have one great positional advantage also, uh, that we can actually try to unlock this bishop which is sitting on a6. Then it can be a beast. Okay, so you can see this diagonal. It's very powerful, and then this bishop can actually create a wonderful attack. Along with this rook, it can have a coordination going on. But this will be little tricky because our pieces are hanging, and we need some coordination along with these pieces so to deliver a great attack. So this is a very tricky situation, and I want you to pause the video, think about maybe 5 to 6 minutes, and think about two, three variations and what is a major threat white has. I will additionally add one more point to this. The queen is not only attacking h8, but it is aiming to come on this square. Okay. So this is f6 square and trying to give a check as well as find a coordination on e7 square with the help of this pawn who is sitting with the d6 square. So there are certain dangers in this position. So I want you to think and then come up with a great solution. Okay. Okay. So here, if you have thought of something like rook h2 or something to defend, it might not work, and it is not working. Not only like there's a possibility because queen can directly come to f6 and deliver a checkmate itself, like queen f6. And if we go to king e8, queen takes j6, and then king is forced to go to d8, and then there's a checkmate going on because even if rook comes, he can just takes and uh, takes bishop takes e6. So there are certain problems in this position, and so the accurate move here, a very positionally sound move, is bishop to d4. Bishop to d4 is actually solving many problems at the same time. You can see our h8 rook is protected, then f6 square, which is like queen was coming to f6 to give a check, that is protected. At the same time, if bishop takes to e bishop takes e4, that variation we're going to check. So what happens after bishop takes e4? Then bishop takes c3, bishop takes c6, and then we are going to use our bishop who is sitting on a6 square to deliver a great attacking move called bishop takes c4 using the pin along this diagonal and nicely trapping the rook. So then he has to defend his rook, so there's only move called rook g3 here, and then we can take this bishop for free, and even this pawn goes for d7. We have a move king e7, and there's he cannot make a queen here because rook takes is simply, and then he's still pinned, so he cannot move, and we are simply up. Next move we're going to take the rook, and then we will be simply one bishop up. So like that is the position. So bishop takes, no, rook is not working. So then the next move is rook takes d4, which is ideally possible because queen takes is completely not possible because of this. Then same kind of a tricks, and then we will be up material. Okay. So that's why rook takes d4 is very crucial move here. We have to calculate that. And then comes our great move, bishop takes c4. You might say why? I mean, it's not that great move, right? Because if you will think rook takes c4 is the correct move, but that doesn't work because queen takes c4 comes up with the check. Again, the tempo, we are forcing white queen either to trade off our queen or just if he, I mean, king g2 is not working because they're simply leaving the queen hanging. So there's only move queen takes c4, rook takes c4, and still here we are up by exchange and winning position. So rook takes c4 is not working. Again, queen takes c4 also not working because we'll the same idea. Nothing is changing, but the same practical calculation. Just go rook takes c4 and rook takes c4. We are again up a exchange. So this is also not working. Then how about queen takes? You might say, okay, but that is not, bishop takes e4 is not possible because it's a check. So there are only four moves now. Rook takes c4 we saw, and then comes our queen takes c4 also saw. So now only king g2 and king f2 is remaining. So let's say king to g2 move, and king g2 is not working because simply we are using the king who is stepping into a light square. So we can just give a bishop f1 check and then pick up the queen for free. So that's what the entire aim of this position was. So king g2 is also not possible. So king f2. And what we did earlier, we forced the white king to go into light square. And that's the same trick we want to utilize here, which is rook h2. Again, very great move. We are trying to force the white king to go to a light square so that we can give a discover check and pick the queen for free. So you might say how, but there are so many light squares here. I mean, well, dark squares, and it may go to g3, and then rook can come, bishop can come. So we'll see one by one what happens if rook takes g2. Then we have a one amazing move, rook to e2. Look at this move. I mean, it looks so like everything is hanging, but still everything is coordinating perfectly and working so well. You will say what? I mean, bishop takes e2, but then comes the queen takes g2 check and picks everything with the check. So this is also not working. King cannot take, yeah, on e2 because bishop is protecting. And then if king moves somewhere, king g2, then also it's like simple, we can just trade everything and win the game. So here comes the, and no need, I mean, rook f1, rook king f1 goes, just rook h1 is easy. And it's almost a mate, like he has to go here. And then comes the rook e3 check, discover check by this. So he has to, like, if he takes this, then it's queen takes f3 is mate. So he cannot do that. Queen takes is not possible, and nothing is possible basically. Only bishop e2 is the only move, but then still queen f3 and king goes here, and it's just a checkmate here. So you can see that also is not working, and then only move possible is remaining now is bishop g2, which we haven't covered. Bishop to g2 here still doesn't work because of rook e2. And then, I mean, if he goes here, then we have this check, and mate is coming followed by that. I mean, king will go here. I not going into full variation. King will go to h4, and the mate will happen on going to g4. So very interesting variations happening, but then only last one we are yet to check is the what happens if bishop g3, rook e2 that we saw, but only last variation is rook h2 and king to g3. You might say, okay, now king is safe, it's not coming into any checks or nothing, but then comes the rook h3 move. Like we are forcing white king to take, and then we can deliver the bishop f1 and take the queen for free. But you will say, okay, what if it's not taking? But then it's not working, right? Because if you go to king g2, again bishop f1 is there. And then if you go back, then this time even stronger is rook takes d4. Why it is stronger? Because you cannot take the queen because of rook takes e3, and I'm simply upper material. And then if you takes this, and then mate is following queen f3, and then this, and queen to e2 mate. So that's how like the black is trying to win here with the bishop d4, and we've seen how all the pieces we need to coordinate, use the pinning as well as the calculating correct variations to deliver this attack going. So I hope you liked it, and please do let me know in the comments whether you were able to find out all these variations. If you find any doubts, you that also please mention in the comment, and I'm looking forward to hear your feedbacks. Thank you.